Hey, so I went to Monte Cristo tonight and I just had a second dinner. I was kind of hungry. And a guy I work with, he was reminding me how good the tacos are, and they have this like $13 Michelada and two tacos. So I just went and got that. I just walked over. Also the chips here are very good. I just wanted to go on a rant for a minute that's about kind of like a couple of things. So it's, for me personally, there's a whole conversation that people are having around literacy just because of some of the comments that Kanye West made. But, like, I really think that it's useful to get into academia in some way and really become a master in some subject area. Like, understand how to understand something at a very high level. That could be medicine, but it could just be like something else. Maybe like physics or sociology or language or theater arts or sociology or African American studies, just like some area that you are just like so much more knowledgeable than other people in. And I think that's like a useful skill to really have as an adult, because it makes you, it lets you understand how to do research. And I think that is something that a lot of people don't know how to do. Like, they read one article and they hear like one perspective and they form an entire life view based on that. But I feel like people in research understand sort of like the process of coming to a conclusion on things, and how, how many people you might need to interview, and like how many perspectives you might need to listen to before you can make an informed decision about stuff. Like, that is a thing. And it can become a little difficult to understand, right? And I think like sometimes for me, I look at like older Black women and I feel like sad. I feel sad because I feel like their lives were not worth living. Like, either they were filled with so much trauma that it's just like, well, you didn't actually live in the world as a woman. You just kind of maintained life. And like, when you really unpack their marriages and if they were married or their family life, it was just such a fucking struggle, and it was just so boring, just so fucking boring. And I just oppose that in a way that is kind of hard to put into words. Like, I know what I mean. Like, I oppose that sentiment. Like, I don't want to live a life unexamined. I don't want to live a life where like I'm not happy with the experiences that I have, that that I have things that I wanted to do and I wasn't able to do them, or, you know what I mean? Like, I am not interested in that. That is completely uninteresting to me. I want to feel like, I was curious about something and then I went out and tried it, or I was interested in someone and I went and I talked to them, or I wanted to go to a place and then I went. Like, all of the experiences that I think about having, I'm going to go out and have them, and I don't really care how other people feel about it. And like, sometimes that causes a lot of discomfort among other people because they feel fear. They feel like you should not do this because it will make someone else uncomfortable, or you should not say this because someone else might feel a certain way. And like, I don't think that is like, that doesn't matter. And so here's one thing that, like, I also think that like things have a place, and like stuff should technically like make some sense. And I just have real questions about why it's not. Like, here's what I'm thinking about right now. Why is Rihanna performing at the halftime show with the NFL? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not, like, she definitely deserves to perform there, and she's going to have an incredible performance, and like, she's the caliber of artist who should do it. All of those things, in that case, she's like the right person. But when you think about, like, it's 2022, she hasn't put out music in like 6 years. Like, the hottest albums right now are like the Beyonce album, or even like Olivia Rodrigo, or like who's got music out right now, like Lizzo, right? Or like Lizzo is actually very, very, very popular right now. or Harry Styles, right? Like actually Harry Styles performing at the halftime show, or even Blackpink. Like those would be artists who I think like should perform at the NFL halftime show, just given their like relevance today, or even like The Weeknd, maybe like he's on tour right now, or Drake, like somebody who's like actually had out music this year. You know what I mean? Like these shows and these events are supposed to be like representative of the time. Like they should have had Rihanna perform at the halftime show 5 fucking years ago. Like when Anti came out, that's when Rihanna should have performed at the halftime show. Cause like every time that she puts out music, like her albums have been better than all the other ones out. So like I don't understand. Like it just doesn't make sense. Like even like so, the things just aren't adding up. Like I understand Beyonce having like Tiffany campaigns and stuff right now, but like, well, I guess it is adding up because she has like the new album out. But Beyonce should have had like a Tiffany catalog when B-Day came out. Like this should have happened so long ago. Like when you're talking about like the cultural significance of an artist and like all the things that they should have to accompany that, I think that right now American society is just really trying to keep up with the fact that it's like left so many people of color out for so long that like like because when you look back at all the years, right, it's like the most impactful people of the year most of the time actually weren't white, but all the magazines and all the ads and shit always put the white people. And now the whole middle class and the whole population, the whole planet, like the people who have the resources, not all of them now are white, and quite a lot of them are black and Latino and Asian, and they're not fucking with companies who are basically like, we're only going to put white people in things and on things. They're just like, okay, great, well, we don't support you. That's why like all those like very like high-end luxury brands are having to use like black models and having to use black celebrities, because like influencers are making their own brands, right? Like the reason that Shein is doing really well is because when people are selecting what clothes to buy, where to shop and stuff, they're just doing it based on other people that they know and like, who are telling them and encouraging them like, oh, I wear this, you should wear this. Like that's how people make decisions. People are very simple. And so like when all these brands, they only had like white influencers telling people who to buy, then and the black influencers were only being sponsored by brands like Shein and what is that other one that's like, it's like that fast fashion company. But they literally were using black influencers, and that's how those companies are now billion-dollar companies, because there are just more black people on planet Earth. So even if a clothes costs $1, right, and a billion of those articles are sold, that's $1 billion fucking dollars, and there are definitely 1 billion black people who have $1. So yeah, that's how that works. Like that is just that simple. But if you use a white influencer, like they're just not, like everyone has an audience. Like you're just catering to the people who have the audience. So I feel like just into like, don't get me wrong. I think that all the stuff that just happened with New York Fashion Week, Rihanna should have been performing there, or like she should have been, speaking there. Like that event was for her right now, because she has all of that, the Fenty line, the makeup, like fashion is her lane. It's not even a little lane. Like her company is worth a lot of money. Like fashion is her lane right now. It isn't music right now. Don't get me wrong. Like she's definitely an incredible artist and she has an incredible catalog, but in terms of where she is in her career right now, it's about fashion. So I don't understand why she's not performing at Fashion Week. Like why is she performing music at the NFL halftime? I mean, it's going to be a wonderful performance. I'm excited to see it. I love Rihanna, but even you guys have, like, times have literally changed, and, like, the college kids nowadays, like, they don't, especially, like, the white frat boys, like, when we're talking about NFL football, like, white frat boys don't like black girls. They don't like black people. They like white people. They should definitely get Taylor Swift, or even it seems like they like Latino people. So what's her face, Rosalia? I feel like she's probably available, right?